we're back again in the only prompter app platform that actually works. So, I want to build a marketplace. Two kinds of people exist on a marketplace. There's the buyers and the sellers, the people who list items and the people who buy the items. So in this case, well, I guess there's three, because you also have an admin usually who can see all of the things that are listed. So now I'm on getlazy.ai and I want to put my idea into the prompt input box. So I want to build a marketplace and I want to specify the kind of two things that I want. So this should be pretty general because I want it to be extendable. So I want two kinds of users. Admin. The first user who logs in, me, will be marked as the admin. And the admin can see all posts by all users. I say listings. All listings by all users. And create, edit, update all listings for all users. Then I'm just going to call this buyer/seller. The other kinds of users are people who list items and sell items. A person is both a buyer and a seller at the same time. Then I want to say keep it generic as I want it to be extendable. And then I'll click on create your app. Now what's going to happen when I click on this button is that I'm going to be sent into the Lazy Builder. And the first thing that Lazy AI is going to do is that it's going to ask for a clarification question on what exactly I want to build. So I've sent the prompt here and it said, okay, thank you for providing these details, but would you like buyers to be able to complete transactions directly through the platform, like payment processing? Or should they just be able to view listings and contact sellers? So I want to say don't, don't integrate payment processing. For now, just make buyers, just make Okay, so now that I've told Lazy AI not to integrate payment processing because it could get very complex, I just want to say that I have these two user types: admin users, the first user to register, and regular users who can create and manage their own listings and view other people's listings. Now I get recommended a starting point, and it justifies this starting point, and I don't need to know all that. I'm just gonna start with this starting point. And what Lazy AI is going to do is that it's going to build on top of this Flask web app with authentication starting point, and then propose an acceptance criteria for improvements to the starting point based on what I said. So for example, add a listings link, create a new page that displays listings. Each listing card should show title, brief description, date posted, and all of these kinds of things that I can say sounds good, let's build it. Because what we want to do now is that what we have right here, if we check in the code section, is the code of the starting point. So this is the code of the starting point. And files are typically not going to be very long because there's not much that's meant to be there. But what we will see is that once Lazy AI is done coding, it will update the starting point with code according to the acceptance criteria that it laid out here. So let's just wait for that to finish. Okay, so as you can see, the code has been updated and all of these files have been updated. I'm not going to read all of this, but what I am going to do is I am going to go onto the test mode and then run the app. While waiting for it to deploy to Google Cloud, we can read the message that Lazy AI has done. So it says it's created a listing model, added a listing page, added a link to the listing page, created a nice card-based design for the listings, and kind of done the styles for the listings. But we haven't added the ability to create listings yet. So this is what Lazy AI does. It builds things out feature by feature, and it breaks things down. Notice I said like admin page, users do this, users do that, and it's kind of built things out feature by feature. It started by focusing on listings, and that's because when you're kind of working with an LLM, the probability that you're going to have an error in your code becomes drastically higher the more things that it is trying to do at the same time. So in this case, we want to keep it as minimal as possible, and the LLM does that by default. It will build out the next feature that you need only. Yeah. So in this case, what I would want to say, I would want to prepare this for saying like, add the ability to create listings. Okay, so I can see listings, I can see profile, and I can see that I'm marked as a regular user instead of an admin user. And most likely that's because Lazy focused first on building out like the listings page and not on making changes to the database. So I want to say, maybe I should say the first user to log in should be marked as an admin. And just to verify that my suspicions are correct, I'm going to go into view database because you can do that in Lazy. Notice how my database just appeared and I didn't even have to think about it. That's because when you make a prompt to Lazy AI, and that prompt is something that would require a database to be implemented, you do, it automatically adds a database for you. So, in this case, I've sent the prompt that says the first user to be logged in or to log in should be marked as an admin. Okay, so now that I've made this prompt, looking at the code changes, I can see that Lazy AI has said the first user becomes the admin. So this is first user means that user.query.count equals to 0. This means that there are no other users in the database. But as we can see, there are other users in the database, which is me. So to just give this a fair test, I want to delete this person from the database, and then now go again as if I was visiting it from the first time. So now I've deleted myself from my own database using lazy AI, and I want to open in a new tab. I just love to open things in a new tab because it's more screen space. Oh wait, I have to log out first, sorry. And let me just make sure that I'm not in the database again. Oh well, this time I was marked as admin, but let's just do that again. Log in. Okay, so I was marked as is admin in the database, but I can't see it on the front page. So I say, okay, look, on the home page, on the profile page, it says regular user, even though in the database it says I am an admin. So we can see it's trying to get the is admin from session user. I wonder where we are setting this admin from. I think I saw it somewhere here. Yeah, okay, we don't appear anywhere to be setting session user admin. So I just want to say, can you get admin from the user object and not from the session? Because what it's trying to do is that it's trying to get, like, you see here we say session, we have session user email. So the email is somehow inside of a user session, which is like their browsing session. When they're visiting the page, their email is available to the application. But the problem is that for stuff like admin is not available. Like, is admin is not available in the session. Is admin comes from here, like if they are the first user. So what has lazy AI done? Update session with users in admin status. Okay, let's just see if this works. So it's now decided. Okay, fine. You said it's not in the session. I will put it in the session then. So let's I suppose, I wonder if this would work. Let's log out and then log back in. Yay! I can see my account type is now administrator, so that's absolutely fantastic. So now, on the home page, I want to see a bunch of listings and a small title. Maybe kind of like make it like Amazon or something. but keep it generic. I completely forgot what exactly I was trying to do. What I was trying to do next was trying to allow the ability to add listings, because what I want to do now is just improve is just like get the functionality there. So anyway, let's see. Okay, okay, okay. Um, okay, so this is so now we've got on the homepage. So if we go to the homepage, in fact, what you just saw is that on the profile page we have no link to the homepage. So on the profile page, add a link to the homepage in the sidebar. Well, now this looks like on mobile. Okay, that's pretty decent. Okay, okay. Okay, so if we did the prompt correctly, now in the profile page we should see a link to the homepage. Okay, great, fantastic. So now we can go directly to the homepage instead of having to manipulate the URL like I did here. So nice, nice, nice. So I want to say add the ability to create all listings. And because it's been a while since I gave the criteria of what exactly the like each kind of user should be able to do, what I want to do is I want to kind of say that I want to kind of reiterate this that the admin is able to do all things, and the other kinds of users are able to do all things for all users, and the other kind of users are only able to do things for themselves. So creating, updating, deleting is what they need to do. Usually CRUD, create, read, update, delete. So, but we assume that they read by default. So create, update, and delete items for their own account. Now I've specifically switched lazy AI into chat mode for this because this is a very nondescript prompt. And what I want, it's got lots of stuff in it if I'm looking at it. And when I'm not sure about my prompts, I switch lazy AI to chat mode, because in chat mode, what it will do is that it will specify my prompt just as it did in the very first one. So it's going to take what I said and then build it into a feature to build next with an acceptance criteria. And it's found that the LLM performs much better with these kinds of prompts that have an acceptance criteria rather than with the general ones, like with the ones that I say here, like add a link to the homepage in the sidebar. You did say that it did work. It did work fine. It worked fantastically. But in general, if you send 1,000 prompts and 1,000 like this and 1,000 in the add a link to the homepage in the sidebar, this is going to outperform it. So I'm going to go with this for this specific prompt. So let's see. So let's just define how far we want to go with this. So once I have the ability to create, edit and delete listings, what else do I want? I think I would want to change the user interface, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Okay. So let's see. So my listings, I can't see a listing yet, but let's create a new listing so that we can title car, description, 6-year-old, broken windscreen. Okay, I can see my listing here on the listing section, right? But let's go into the home section to see if we can see the listing there as well. Okay, on the home section we can see the listing there as well. That's pretty fantastic. That is pretty fantastic. So let's log in and home listings. What else did we need? So can I edit this listing? Let's see. 6-year-old, broken windscreen, and no spare tires. Okay, it's been updated, and on the home page, let's check. It's been updated as well. So let's log in. Okay. Let's log in with a different user and see if we can see this car kind of thing. Now, what we don't want to see is we don't want to go to my listings and then see car on my listings, because that shows that a person, like whenever someone posts a listing, everyone can see it and everyone can edit it and everyone can delete it. So we can see we got an internal server error. What is this internal server error? Non-type object has no attribute is admin. So once we get an error, we can click on try to fix this error, and lazy AI will try to fix the error. Okay, so I'm now logged in and you can see that I'm a regular user. So let's look. My listings, I can see no listings yet, but in all listings, I should be able to see car. I can see car here in featured listings, but in the listing sections on the profile page, I can't see all listings. So, or maybe because I have this listing section on the profile page, why should I see listings again here? So actually, I think we should just remove it. Remove the listing section from the profile page. Maybe I want to be clear because there's kinds of two listings. There's my listings. Remove the marketplace listings. We already see my listings. And marketplace listings is already on the home page. So remove it. And actually, this is not entirely accurate because here we see featured listings, and I assume that featured listings has a limit. But what we can do later on is that delete the marketplace listings section grid from the profile.html. Ensure the my listing section. Okay, let's go. Let's delete it. So I assume that this featured listings is limited. But what we can do is that we can change it with a prompt. We can make it so that the instead of showing the featured listings, we're just going to show like an infinite grid of listings, or maybe a search through listings. Yeah, that would be pretty interesting. Yeah, I think having a search through listings is a pretty good idea to implement. Okay, so it says it's removed the redundant marketplace listing section. Let's see how true that is. Wait, let's see how true that is. Nope, the marketplace listing section is still there. So let's see what Lazy AI has done. It's just removed active listing, views, and favorites. So actually I want to recover this, or just say, go back to edit my previous prompt and just try it in a different way. Sometimes just changing it from build to chat can make the difference. So in this case, we can see that when we look at the code changes of what Lazy AI did, and usually these are very small changes that it makes. So looking at the code change is very manageable as compared to with agentic coding. And you can see now that it just added 2 lines. Like these are very, very tiny atomic changes. So I've just gone back to the past and I've modified my prompt. I just clicked on edit, and this time I chose build instead of chat because sometimes sometimes your prompt may be interpreted better if it is interpreted directly rather than with the chat mode. So it's all about sometimes it can be about trial and error. And I just realized I said marketplace listings, but I guess it doesn't matter because this is artificial intelligence. No one needs to learn how to spell anymore. Or no one, like, spelling isn't important for it to understand what you're trying to say, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, let's wait for this to finish. Okay, so it's deleted this. It's deleted the marketplace listings. What has it deleted? Well, let's find out. It looks like it has deleted, hold on, this is what you see when a page is restarting. 502 bad gateway. Okay, my profile, this is all we can see. Listings. Oh, I see. This isn't in the profile page. In the profile page, we have this, but this listings goes to /listings. So I can see here /listings. So, okay. So I don't want to remove the marketplace listings from my profile page because it's fine there. Like that's my listing. So remove the marketplace listings from the sidebar. Marketplace listings is already on the home page, so that's what we want to do. So remove it. So my initial mistake was thinking that the marketplace listings was um, was on the profile page, but it's not, because this is the profile page here, and this is just a sidebar that takes you to different places. Like, it can take you to home, it can take you to the profile page, it can take you to listings. All of these are different pages. So what I was saying is that this listings page isn't reading the best or the latest and greatest listings. So now I've removed this link to the listings page, and probably what I even want to do is just like is just look at this listings route / listings. So when I look at this, I can see that listing.query.filter by user ID equals to the user.id of the logged in user. And I want to say that no, this should just be all listings and not even the listings of the user. So in fact, maybe I want to go back here and I want to make a manual code change this time. I could make a prompt to change this code, but in this case, I'm going to make a manual prompt. Hopefully my prompt doesn't cause an error, fingers crossed. So listings, I'm gonna come here and say the same one that we have here. So yeah, and my code is definitely not going to cause an error because I'm just going to copy it from the same one that we have on the home route, the landing route, the landing page. So, and this time I don't want to limit it to 6, so I just want to say all, yeah. So I can see that we have the same thing here. So I don't even need an else if kind of thing for this. So I'm just going to say yeah. Okay. So now the change that I've made is that I've deleted the handling for no. If they're an admin, show them something different on the listings page. If they're not an admin, show them not just on the listings page. The listings page is the listings page. We just want to see everything. So now, first of all, we want to improve the user interface of this page, and I want to say improve the UI of the listings page. It seems strange. Some stuff is aligned left, some stuff center. It does not look good at all. So now what should happen when I reload this page is that I'll see the other listing. Yay, we can see the other listings, nice. Oh no, this is the way the UI is meant to be. Okay, let me stop that prompt. Yeah, okay, so okay, I see, like the thing is on the left and then okay, but page specifically when there are no listings. It seems strange. When there are no listings only. So when there was a listing, I could see that this is how the UI is meant to be. It looked much better. Everything was aligned left. But when there are no listings, we kind of had something that said create new listing. It was aligned center and stuff was like not really aligned very well. So I wonder how we would go about looking at it without any listings again. Or I guess what we could do is now we can try and log in with this other user with Caleb at getlazy.ai and delete our previous listing. Okay, the page is restarting. Okay, let's test out deleting listings. So, are you sure you want to delete this listing? Okay. Okay, no listings yet. And this is how the listings page looks. Okay, this is fine, I guess. Profile, home. Okay. Now what do we want to do next? So we can create listings, we can delete listings, we can edit listings. Can the admin edit listings of other people? Let's see. So we want to log in as someone else, then add a listing. Create a new listing. Door. Brown, 2 meters tall. Now I've created this listing. We want to log out. Log in. With the admin. So I have no personal listings yet, but in the listings I should see that other one. And I can see edit and delete. This is fantastic because I am the admin, and so I should see that. But now let me make my own listing here. Wallpaper, 6 meters, white flower pattern. And what I want to make sure of is that the other user can't edit my listing. So in fact, let me say just like the create new listing button on the listings page goes out of place when there are multiple listings. Position it better so that it stays. Look where it's going, but that's a minor issue. Let's log out and let's log back in with the other email. Okay, my listings I can only see one. In all listings, I can see all. Nice, and I can't edit them, but the admin was able to edit both of them from the marketplace listings page. So this is absolutely fantastic. So now for improving the create new listing button, the create new listing button should be neatly positioned at the bottom of the listings grid. No, it should be neatly positioned at the top of the listings grid, because if there's lots of listings, then it will go down and down and down and down. So where is it now? Listing.html. Create new listing. Looking at the code changes, I can see that this was a decent code change in that the is admin has been moved to the top, but there's one slight problem. Look what's happened now. This, the way it works in HTML, this should close with this should close with this, they should be in the same line, but this one doesn't have any that's in the same line as it, so we need to give it one that's in the same line. So yeah, there we have it. So now each one will have its own in its own line, and this big one will close with this one, and this one will close with this one will close with this one will close with this one, and it'll be fine. And sometimes that can happen when you're making code changes with an LLM, especially with HTML. It will move things around and then it won't add the closing HTML tag to the place where it left it. But sometimes that can cause UI issues, and usually you can fix it with a prompt. I prefer not to wait until I have to fix it with a prompt if I can already see it from the code change. So now we've verified that now people can, that the permissions kind of who can edit what is already working. So now what else do we want? I can't even see the create new listings button anymore, but I suppose that's fine because, you know, it's you can create a new listing from your listings here. Now, okay, so we can create listings, we can edit listings, we can delete listings. The admin can edit all, and the users can't edit all, they can edit their own. Is there anything else from the initial prompt that has not been completed? A person can be both. So admin, the first user who logs in will be marked as the admin. We've done that. The admin can see all users, see all listings by all users, and create, edit, update listings for all users. Nice, done. Buyer, seller. The other kinds of users are people who list items and sell items. A person can be both a buyer and a seller at the same time. Keep it generic as I want it to be extendable. I think that this is a solid foundation for a marketplace. So what I want to start doing now is I want to start working on improving the user interface. So one prompt that I love to do is this. Is change the user interface of the landing page, right? Well, we're not there yet. So move the login / logout buttons to be in a header with icons by material icons, my favorite icons library. But I guess this is already using material icons, I think. And the header should be at the top of the page, of course. Improve the UI of the rest of the page to give it a wow effect. I love the word wow effect, but let's see just how far that takes us here. To give it a wow effect. Okay, so let's see how the landing page has changed. 3, 2, 1. Okay, yep. Ooh, okay, nice. Marketplace, discover items from our community. But now I see that I have 2 logout buttons kind of somehow. And anyway, so Um, I see two logout buttons now. Where is the other one, non-header one, coming from? And this is a question, so I want to go to chat. This is not to build, so I want to go to chat. And what chat will most likely do is that it will find where the other one is. And so it's found the other one. It's found the two ones. So there's one in the header, and there's one at the bottom of the page. So it says I recommend removing the bottom logout button to keep the interface clean and consistent. I agree. I agree. So I want to just look at the code changes. I always do this. Not everyone does. So it's removed this, but it didn't remove the last thing, the end if. Anyway, let's see. We're gonna run into an error. So let's actually just click the try to fix this button and see if Lazy will be able to fix this by itself. Because on this line here, there is an end if, so it still has an if, but it doesn't have an if. It just has an end if by itself, and there's nothing. So yeah, it removed the end if by itself, and because before, if you want to write end if, you have to write if before. But when we deleted the if, we didn't delete the end if. So now we can see that it's been fixed up. So I liked the UI of the homepage, right? Marketplace, discover. Do I like the black on this color? I don't know. Let's see. I'm not really with it, And sometimes what I will do is that in let's see what exactly. Oh wow, there's so many CSS files, like landing.css. Okay, we'll just because there's so many CSS files, we'll just go to profile, and I want to do the same prompt. So that's something that I'll do often, and I'll say change the user interface of the improve the UI of the profile page to give it a wow effect. And yeah, that's one of my favorite things, the wow effect. And it's even better if you put it into the Claude 3.5 Sonnet base model, because it will create a really good UI. But in this case, I don't want to use it because solely because there's just so many files in this code that for Claude to fully understand what exactly is being built here, it will have to it will either break everything or build so much. Anyway, let's actually see what happens. Let's see what happens if I just gave it this. Now it can't see this file, it can't see this file, it can't see this file, it can't see this file. But the thing is that all of these files are affecting what we see on the page. So it's almost almost unfair, because Claude has so many files that it can't see, and it's expected to improve the UI without breaking the existing UI. It doesn't know what the existing UI looks like, I'm not really rocking with the top bars. I think it's kind of distracting, but I like listings and views. How are we tracking views? Let's ask this question. How are we tracking views? Currently the application, you'll notice that the view statistics is hard-coded to 0. Okay, anyway, whatever. That's we were looking for new features anyway. Okay, so I want to actually go to Claude.ai and I want to paste in this code. But I want to be careful because like when you paste stuff into Claude, it's very important that it understands what exactly it's meant to, like which files it doesn't, which files it needs to know, right? So this is a layout like this, like the file above is layout.html, right? And this file uses several scripts, right? It uses landing.css. Oh wow, so many files changed. Oh wow, okay. Oh, okay, so we can view previous listings. Okay. Okay, so now we can count views, and views are going 2, 3, but yeah, so we don't want users to be able to increment their own views. So layout.html, but layout uses all of these files, landing.css, okay, and we'll say that the other file, the other CSS files are irrelevant in this case because they're like for the sidebar. We don't have the sidebar on the landing page. For the profile page, we don't have the profile page on the landing page. And for the listings page, oh, we do have listings. So listings. So please improve the UI of this page to have a wow effect. Make it modern, sleek, fantastic, worth buying from, marketing-y. Wow, interesting. So yeah, let's see. Now, there's a very good chance that whatever Claude builds is going to break the code that we've already built. So we don't just want to copy and paste the code that Claude does. We want to look at the output of Claude if it can be looked at. Sometimes it can't because it has token limits that hinder it from creating complete UIs at times. And what we want to be prepared to say is create a detailed prompt that I can give to an LLM to create a UI just like the one you've done here. So then I want to copy this prompt, and then we said that we wanted to change view tracking. Let's see, I wasn't really liking Claude's output. So let's just see while we're waiting. Make the UI more wow. Make the UI more wow. Let's see. Let's look at the code changes. Okay, now let's try and increment the listings on our the views on our own listing again. My listing views 2, and you can see it stayed at 2 even though I viewed it. But actually there's a kind of bug because I want the whole card to be clickable and not only some of the card. So make the listings card the whole listings card. No. Don't make the listings card clickable. Add a view listing button on it that will, what can I say? That will take you to the view listings page so that people can see, because it's not easy to know that you can click on this. I mean, this is more interesting. So because this is more interesting, and I can't see the UI perfectly here because what's happening here is that these variables here, they only work if you're actually running the code. Claude is kind of previewing it and not necessarily actually running the code from Flask. So it's just kind of just previewing the HTML raw. But what Lazy is doing is actually deploying the code, and so it's not just an HTML preview. So let's just look at what we've done so far. Home, profile, listings, and logout. We can see, we can view our favorites. Why are we doing this? I think we should remove favorites because it's making this app that we wanted to be simple and extendable to kind of be a bit too complicated. So let's just go on to profile.html and this favorites section here. Let's just remove that. Okay, so we can see we have a view listings button here. And this is my own listing, so I'm not going to increment the views, and that's nice. So now I want to paste in this prompt that I got from Claude. And then say, we're just going to see how it goes, right? So what you'll find is that LLMs are actually particularly good at prompting themselves already. And so let's see. Okay, we can see lots of changes to the CSS files, but do we have like an ultra long CSS file? 188 lines, not necessarily. Interesting. I mean, this UI is okay, but it's like half the page. No, this is a terrible change. So maybe the change that we want to go with is saying that the views is still hard-coded on the profile page. I'll just go into chat mode so it will specify this prompt. So this UI was actually better than that UI because at least this UI was complete. Perhaps what I want in the admin page is that instead of it being a sidebar, I want stuff to be in the header. So, anyway, let's first check that views are getting correctly. So yeah, 2 views. So I want to say remove the sidebar and fix all the styles that take the sidebar into account to now just fill the page. That's the first thing I want to do. I want to do it atomically. Oh, I want to say after you have done that. Okay, for now, we just, oh no, but like, I don't want to just remove the sidebar. I want to say move all the sidebar options into the header, depending on if a user is logged in or not. Let's see. Oh, sorry, accidentally clicked on a different page. It's pretty impressive how far we've gotten with this marketplace. So what we can do is that we can, oh, let me just make sure that my views are showing. Oh wait, I have views here and here. So why is that? Total views. I want to make this total views as well. But we say it twice, so it's kind of redundant, to be honest. Okay, homepage. Whoa. Okay, we are like starting the UI from 0. Okay, yeah. Now, what exactly did we do? Okay, so the sidebar's gone and that's good. But the pages look terrible. Add some styles and center things. Observe typography. In fact, one thing that I like to do is I like to look at web design styles and web design styles. and there's a very useful site where I can see different kinds of web design styles. Sorry, my network is currently being attacked, so sometimes I see this kind of thing, even though it's not. It's just trying to redirect me to some other kind of site, and like some site profitable CPM gate. I have tried everything. Okay, so we can see progressive web design, minimalistic web design, retro web design. So in this case, we want observe typography, use minimalistic web design. Okay. Observe typography. Oh man. I meant to say observe laws of typography. Observe good typography. There is a main.css page? What? This doesn't seem like hardly enough to change it. This is not good enough. Meh. On the home page, so let's start with one. The user interface is really not good. So I want to try again with Claude and say, try again with a different user interface. Think of a generic interface that would make users buy. I know what's going on. So yeah, again, this is the same thing. So this that's trying to redirect me to profitable CPM gate. Profitable CPM gate, you will never have me. On the home page, the user interface is really not good. Try to create new styles for everything. Ensure everything on the page is styled, even if you have to group things. At the moment, the title is aligned left, the cards are unstyled. What else? Yeah, in general, it just looks really bad. And let's look at Google Fonts for some fonts. Google Fonts. And let's see if Claude is back. Yep, Claude is back. Profitable CPM gate, you lose. Yep. Okay. Which font do we want to use? Okay, and let's use Rubik from Google Fonts as the default font. Okay. Claude is not responding. Okay, we can see that it's centered and the font has changed. which it's now looking a bit better. But what we want now is that add some margin top to the marketplace heading on the landing page. Interesting. I feel like this is a bit extreme though. Keep it minimalistic though. No, but this is actually pretty good. Okay, it's not minimalistic enough. I think that with that kind of thing, it's something that someone should build on top of when they're building on top of this. But yeah, okay. Somehow, I think this is a pretty good starting point because people can build on top of it. Like in some sense, the styles are very minimalistic, but that gives people room, if that makes sense. But only problem is that like this whole page looks like okay, so they are trying. Okay, first of all, they are trying to link other pages are trying to link sidebar.css. Remove it. And then the other pages, by other I mean not the home page, are not filling out the full page, plus they have this bluish gradient background. Make them fill out the whole page and remove that background. Also on the profile page, we show the views and listings count twice. Remove one. That should be enough for now. And okay, we've come really, really far. We've come really, really far. See, how does it look like if I log out? Okay. Nice. What I want to do after this is just to ensure that we don't have any redundant code. So let's log in again. In fact, one thing we want to do is change the UI of the login page to say marketplace. I guess it's not changing the UI. And also make its UI consistent with our UI. We haven't removed links to sidebar.css, it's still there. So I want to get this prompt and do it again. but at another time. So let's try and log in and see if we at least got rid of that gradient. I'm experiencing an error with the login, so I just want to open this again in a new tab. Oh, it's still deploying. Oh, is it deploying or is it done deploying? It looks like it's done deploying my app. No, it looks like it's... Oh, it was restarting. Okay. Delete login.html. The login page comes from the Flask app authenticator. And in fact, now every page looks like this, which is terrible. So let's see if we are now able to log in properly. Yeah, this is fine, but it needs to fill the whole page. So max width 1000 pixels. Is that why? So let's inspect. Yeah, we've got exactly 1000 pixels. You've got how many pixels is this? Why can't I see? So it comes from the Flask app authenticator, which is this default to be consistent with our UI. And also remove the max width from the... Where are we removing the max width from? From the main content CSS. We want it to fill out the whole thing. And let's actually just make sure that this page even looks normal on mobile as well, because if it doesn't, then that's a serious problem. Well, yeah, it looks okay, but the header just needs to become a mobile header. So at least, I mean, this would be an interesting kind of mobile header. You know, it would be something different. You know, we're kind of tired of seeing that hamburger menu, but yeah, this is decent. So it's removed the max width and it's removed the login.html page. Thank goodness. So this should have fixed everything. Whoa, yeah. Okay, we see our featured listings. Let's go to the listings page. Everything is filled out. Let's go to the profile page. Okay, yeah, this is decent. This is decent. Now we want to make sure that on mobile, the header should change to a hamburger menu. But let's just congratulate Lazy on this job because we're very close. We're in the home stretch now. On mobile, the header should change to a hamburger menu. Let's just make sure that we can still see our views. And where do we see our views from? Like our total views? Oh, we can't see that anymore. What, it's just gone? Did we delete it in a previous prompt? Okay, I think we'll leave it out because you can still see the views for each thing. So maybe for now we'll leave it out. I looked at wallpaper 6M. I was like, 6 months? What 6M what? Okay, we've seen lots of styles go, so let's just change that to chat and try it again. I do like this though, I like it, looks kind of nice. I like the icons. But this will not do. I like this on the left, this in the center, no. So once we've got this last thing down, the mobile menu, then we should be ready. This should be the completed version of the marketplace starting point. Last login. Okay, I guess we don't need to see last login, but it just kind of sucks to have it gone. Let's see. Okay, so it doesn't seem like anything was broken this time. Profile still looking decent. Oh, we aren't even tracking members since. So I can see that I tried to fix this error. Remove the link to the profile CSS in the profile page. How many CSS files do we have now? Or maybe and also remove the member since field in the profile.html page as well, because we aren't tracking when they became a member, so we don't want to kind of now start building that feature and getting tracked off. So yeah, edit, delete. Is it gonna ask me if I'm sure if I want to delete it? Yeah, okay, good. Home, app restarting. So we removed member since, and what we want to do is maybe on the profile page, like when we see my listings, there's like a tiny bit, no, not on my listings, on the listings page, there's like a tiny bit too close between edit and delete, you know, it's a bit too close. So make sure edit and delete are on opposite sides of their listing on the, so I think on this page, not on this page, on the /listings page. Right now they are right next to each other. Okay, and now they're on opposite sides, but view listing is very close to delete. But anyway, that's for another day. So edit. Okay, no, it's not for another day. So now put view listing, but will it look the same on mobile? Oh, we didn't check the hamburger menu. Okay. Now put view listings next to edit. Maybe when we say next to the left of edit. On the /listings page. And once we're done with that tiny change, once we're done with that change, then we're done. So we've got the mobile menu, we can navigate through. We've got the admin user who can edit and delete everything. Am I the admin user right now? Yes, I am. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Not what I had in mind, but I think it's close enough. So we will now call it a day and say that this is the end of the marketplace skeleton.